Okay. Um, I I gotta update everything because I don't have a loading screen. Alright, then I go over to Blue Sky and I post the same thing there. Yeah. Paste with an image. Okay. Okay, awesome. It seems like I'm all set. Um, hello. Let me actually take a little bit of my milkshake real quick. I want to have my milkshake so I can enjoy it. It's vanilla bean. It's actually pretty good. I just saw how big my mouth opened there. It was really funny to me. Hi everybody, my name is Panran. I am your local night terror. And I am here once again with another stream. Honestly, let's be real here. Life's been like kicking everybody's ass lately. It's been rough for a lot of reasons. I actually just got off work. I just got home and everything. And I actually made like a list of things I wanted to talk about because usually whenever I go through and I work on like figuring out what I'm going to stream, what I want to talk about, all that type of stuff, usually I end up forgetting what I'm thinking about once I actually start streaming. And then I'm streaming and I'm like, I was going to say something. I promise I was going to say something. I just completely forgot. So let me see. What has been happening lately? Well, there was... For those of you that follow me on X or Twitter, I prefer Twitter. I usually call it by Twitter. But for those of you that follow me on there, you'll know that yesterday it was downpouring where I was at. And it was terrible. Like, the rain was like... It was so bad. While I was driving into work, I couldn't even see more than one car ahead of me. Like, that's just how bad the weather was. It was honestly kind of terrifying. Oh, I adjusted myself. Oh, hold on. I adjusted myself. Whoops. There we go. Oh, wow. Wow. It's how amazing what good positioning does for people, right? But yeah, so I was sitting there, I was driving to work, and I could not see more than a car ahead of me, which I don't know how many yards that would be. Hi, Black Batty 33. I was just talking about, like, how when I was driving to work the other day, it was raining so bad, I couldn't even see more than a car ahead of me. It was honestly kind of terrifying. Like, if I'm going to be real with you, it was kind of terrifying. I really dislike driving in the rain. It's just not something that I ever recommend people do. Especially if people around you have no idea how to drive. Okay, I need to adjust this one more time. Is this better? I hope this is better. It looks better. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, like, I do not like driving in the rain. Nobody knows how to drive And it's not even that people don't know how to drive, it's that everybody is very self-centered on the road. So they're on the road and they're like, okay, I'm going to go from point A to point B as fast as I possibly can and ignore everybody else around me. And it's not even like that they're bad at driving, it's just that they only care about their own safety. And when I'm on the road, I tend to care about my safety as well as the people that are in front of me and behind me and next to me, because if they get in an accident, chances are I will be caught up in it. That's my thought process, at least. No one in Texas knows how to drive when it rains. They see a drop of water and freak out. That is true. That is true. That is very true. Like, oh god, I messed up my screen. Oh god, hold on. Oh god, it's all bad. It's all gone to hell. Okay, it's better now. Yeah, they see a drop of water and they just freak out, like the world is gonna end. But it's the same thing whenever there's like snow or ice in Texas too. And I can kind of understand that. So we don't really have the infrastructure to keep up with that type of thing. It can be very problematic. What is going on with my model? I feel like it's like... I feel like whenever I talk, it's like kind of lagging a little bit. I don't know. Maybe this will do it? No. No, that's not going to do it. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. I have no idea what's happening. Maybe this? Maybe this? I guess I can just try talking like this. Oh my god. See? It's so weird. I don't know what's happening. Actually, this is better. Oh my god, let one person see a single snowflake and the entire state shuts down, essentially. It's true. It's true. Some people think that it's a joke. It's not a joke. Like, that will actually happen. The entire state will shut down. And it shuts down mainly because, like, we don't have the infrastructure. Like, we have maybe 1 or 2 weeks out of the year where there's a lot of snow. Like snow and ice on the roads and stuff like that. And they can't rake up the money to get a bunch of stuff to keep up with that. And that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. However, what doesn't make sense is that our power lines cannot handle the cold and they can't handle the heat either. Because it's like, why are we losing power in the cold? Okay, it's because it's too cold. The wires can't handle it. Okay. Well, why are we losing powers in the heat then? Because it's too hot. The wires can't handle it. Okay. But Texas is always hot. There's no reason we should be falling apart in the heat. It just doesn't make sense. And I wish that would change. It probably won't, but I wish it would. Don't mind me. I'm just enjoying my milkshake. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just enjoying my milkshake. Vibing. And my boss is originally from Los Angeles, so this was her first time experiencing like the hellish downpour that we have in Texas. And I was like, no, this happens quite often. This happens quite often. It's very, very normal. It's a very normal experience. Man, what is going on with my model? It just doesn't look right to me, and I don't know why. Maybe it's better if I just do this. Like, I just have my head tilted. But, yeah, welcome to Texas. It will change in 10 minutes. It's so true. And honestly, like, I was talking with her about it, and I was like, listen, this is just how Texas always is. Like, when it rains, you will get torrential downpours just like this. You'll see cars sliding across the street because they're trying to go 80 when the speed limit is like 70 or 60 or 50, because they only care about going from their place to wherever they're going. And it's just not good. It's not good. But yeah, I was telling my boss about that. I was like, yeah, this is normal. Because she's trying to fight a little bit for us to get some ability to work from home whenever there's dangerous weather, basically. And I'm like, yeah, I want to work from home whenever there's dangerous weather. Surprise, surprise. I don't like being in danger. And so, I was like, that would have been one of those days, because I was driving to work. I could not see in front of me past like one car. And then I get to work and I'm sitting out in the parking lot, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't want to go inside. And it's not even that I don't want to go inside. It's that I don't want to leave my car, get drenched, running into the fucking building, and then sit there cold. Because I don't want to do that. But I did. I ran in, and luckily I was pretty dry. Like, the entire top part of me was pretty dry. But knees down, it was soaked. Like, for those of you that follow me on Twitter or X, I was not joking. It was not an innuendo. It was not me being lewd. I was soaking wet. And it was terrible, because I do not like my feet being wet. It is terrible. I hate it. I suffer. Luckily, they dried off by the time I got home, and everything was good. But I still hated every second of it. Yeah, it was not fun. There's just been so much stuff happening lately, too. And it's just like, I really need things to calm down. That's what I want. I want things to calm down so that I can take a breather, relax, vibe, that type of thing. I'm gonna have myself more milkshake. That's exactly why I was like, I need my milkshake today. I love ice cream. Like, I've always loved ice cream. I'll eat it in the winter. I'll eat it in the summer. I'll eat it when it's like 35 degrees for no reason. It tastes good. Who doesn't love, like, you know, rich, sweet goodness? And I'm eating a vanilla bean milkshake right now. So good. Froyo in mid-December hits for some reason. You're so right. You're so right. I haven't even had Froyo in a long time. Like, I've had custard, like frozen custard. I've had ice cream. I've had quote-unquote frozen desserts lately. But I haven't had frozen yogurt in a while. Man, it's just so good, though. Because frozen yogurt, I feel like frozen yogurt is probably the smoothest of the dessert frozen treat items. I don't know how to call it, but it's probably like the smoothest. So I really like having that. Froyo is my go-to sad food. If I'm having a bad day, it's time for Froyo. That is so valid of you. Honestly, like, ice cream is my go-to food for anything. Anything. Oh, I'm having a bad day? Ice cream. Oh, I'm celebrating? Ice cream. Oh, I'm sad, depressed? Ice cream. Yeah. That's just my thought. That's how my body works for some reason. It's like, let's get this frozen stuff into ya. Honestly, I don't think I've had a Brain freeze. Yeah. I haven't had a brain freeze in a long time. I'm just thinking about that. I didn't realize that. I don't think I've had a brain freeze in a really long time. That's interesting to think about. I'm gonna have myself some more of this. More milkshake. I got one literally like last week from... Why are you drinking so fast that you get a... Bro! Don't do that! What is wrong with you? Thirsty water good? Water? You were drinking cold water and got a brain freeze? I've never gotten a brain freeze from that. That's crazy to me. Oh my god, that's so wild to think about. Honestly, oh my god. One thing that I do hate about Texas is like, because the weather is the way it is, it's like the perfect place that you can always get acne. And I feel like I have to deal with way too much acne. Like, part of the issue with me being black is that I get a lot of ingrown hairs everywhere. Those get infected. And then also, because I'm in Texas and the weather sucks, I end up with a bunch of pimples everywhere too. It's like a triple-decker of bull. If it's not borderline frozen, my body will not allow me to drink water, and I was... Why are you chugging the frozen water? Oh my god. But yeah, because Texas is usually like that, honestly, I'm not even lying when I say this. I feel like a lot of the health issues I face, or a lot of the skin issues, I guess, a lot of the skin issues I face are because I'm in Texas. I've left the state before, and whenever I leave the state, it's like, oh, what's going on here? Okay, good, it is moving properly. So yeah, whenever I like leave the state and I go somewhere cooler, it's so much better. My skin clears up, my pimples go away, my everything is so much better. And I don't get ingrown hairs as often either. That's part of why like I always set my AC to like 65, 70, because I just don't want to deal with super I don't want to deal with super warm temperatures. And I don't think anybody really wants to deal with that type of thing. Oh my god. That's right. Speaking of, so update about my life. Okay. This is going to be a bit of a preamble here. But there's this manager of my apartment complex, and she is terrible. Everybody hates her. Everybody hates dealing with her because she's very, very strict. And it's not... There's some rules of the apartment complex that are very open-ended. And she is very strict about it. So, for example, let's say that you have blackout curtains. Those curtains cannot be viewable from your window, which means you can never have your window open. The only thing that should be viewable in your window is white blinds, right? Well, I've had a lot of issues with her before. Like, we had issues with our stove and our washing machine. Hi, Dragon Ray Gamer. Hello, hello. Welcome. We had a lot of issues with our washing machine and our oven, and I was like, hey, maintenance, I really need you guys to come fix it, and they did. And, then I had I'm trying to think about what else happened. oh god, I can't remember fully, but basically she started spreading this like rumor to the people around that like our apartment was filled with like cat feces and stuff like that. And I was like, what? Like, it would be one thing if she was like, hey, your apartment like smells bad because your litter, like, there's something up with your litter. But no, she said there's cat poop everywhere on the ground. And there isn't. Like, I can promise you, I can swear to every single being on the planet, there's none of that here. I do not tolerate that type of bullshit. But yeah, like, because of that, we had to do this massive inspection where she came in and she was like critiquing our house. Like, we had a gallon of water right next to our water bowl where we, fill it up for the cats. And she's like, that can't be there. That's trash. Why do you have trash on the ground? That shouldn't be there. It doesn't belong there because that's trash. And I'm like, no, we use that gallon of water to hydrate our cats. It's not trash. It acts an actual use. Like, huh? And then, oh my god, that's right. One of our light bulbs had went out, and she got mad at us for not having it replaced. And she was like, yeah, we're not going to be renewing your lease. And I'm like, you're not going to renew our lease because we have a gallon of water next to our water bowl, and because we have a light bulb missing, or a light bulb that died. And so we had to go over her head. We had to go over her head, and we had to be like, hey, upper manager, please come inspect with her. And it was literally the next day. It was the next day. There was no time to clean, no time to do anything extra than what we had already done. There was no time for any of that. And so she came in with her manager. They looked over the whole area, and I remember that manager was giving her the stink eye like the whole time, because there was nothing wrong with our apartment. Like, all the issues that our manager had with it was that it was lived in, basically. Like, oh, you guys have a rug. Why do you guys have a rug? Oh, you guys have, like, cat toys that aren't all put up. Like, your apartment, according to her, should be move-in ready. Or something like that. It's just how strict she was with it, and now it didn't make any sense to me. And then her upper manager comes in, and she's just like, this apartment is lived in. Like, there's people here. They have a gallon of water next to their cat bowl. They have their snacks on top of the fridge. Oh, why aren't the snacks in the pantry? That doesn't matter. It's cleaned. It's where it should be. It's in a proper place. There's no issue with everything everywhere. And the only issue that our upper manager had with our apartment was that we had some dishes that needed to be cleaned. That was it. That was the only thing that was like on her radar for anything. And I was like, okay, awesome. So oh right. Oh my god, I just completely forgot something. When that first manager came in and was like yelling at us about stuff, like she was mad that our bed wasn't made to her standards. She was mad about so much stuff, and I was like, I feel like this is very unreasonable. And she's like, no, we're not going to be renewing your lease. And she said that she would personally be coming over every single week until the entire apartment is like to her standards. And that was what made me so upset that I went over her head. And then I did. And lo and behold. I don't even make my bed for my mom coming over. What a crazy person indeed. Yeah, like, your bed is not made up to standard. Huh? Why does my bed matter to the safety and health of this apartment complex? That's crazy to me. That's so crazy to me. Oh, and she also got mad that we had a laundry hamper that was full. I was like, dude, this isn't your home. We're not your kids. Like, this has absolutely nothing to do with anything. And it drove me crazy. It drove me absolutely crazy. And so, then, after that inspection, I hated her ever since. I hated her ever since then. If your apartment is clean and not a biohazard and does not have bugs or rats, she needs to back off. It's lived in, not a show home. That's what I'm saying! Listen. Our apartment, it occasionally smells like cat. Because we have cats. Believe it or not, I have cats. I put pictures of them on Twitter before. We have cats, oh my god. We have a litter robot too. So the litter is always very much like, it cycles itself and keeps itself clean. And then we do it. And occasionally, there can be a time where my big male cat Ginger, he drops a dookie that nukes like half of the apartment just because he stinks. But it goes away eventually. It's not a biohazard because we clean it up. We take out the trash, we do our normal thing. There's no bugs, no cockroaches, no rats, no silverfish. I think she said something about worrying about silverfish because of the laundry. And I was like, silverfish? What? Now, mind you, I don't know much about silverfish outside of Minecraft. But what I do know is that silverfish do not randomly spawn in your laundry. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And so, like, oh, I just popped my neck. It just doesn't make any sense. And I disliked her ever since then. But the same thing happened with other people too. So, like, the kids' rooms would be dirty. And they'd be dirty with toys, or dirty with clothes. Or they would have, like, a baby room. And the baby room would have, like, an open trash bucket with, like, diapers in it or something. And she would be mad at them for that. And would tell them, hey, we're not going to be renewing your lease because it's too dirty. It's too bad. And I'm like, dude, a bunch of families live here. Literally, a bunch of families live here. What are you doing? So, yeah, if you ever went to, if you've ever, like, been to a family member where they have, like, nieces and nephews and stuff like that, you'll know kids are messy. Kids are just messy. And, yeah, they're gonna have a bit of a mess. Not biohazard level, but a bit of a mess. And to tell these parents that are living in an apartment, hey, your lease is not getting renewed, we're gonna evict you because of, like, whatever. It's so bad. It's so stupid. So, yeah, ever since then, everybody hated her. Everybody hated her. And because of that, people were also afraid to put in work orders to have people come in, because then if she comes up with some random complaint that nobody actually brought up, then you're just screwed. Like, oh, here's one. So, as you know, I'm in Texas. Yay, Texas! and it's really hot, as you know. Sometimes we get 110 degrees or even upper 110s during the summer. Not enjoyable, not a fun time, do not recommend. However, because of that, I got myself an AC. I got myself an AC unit, my own personal AC unit that I can just plug into the wall. The extension goes out the window, and I'm pretty sure you already know what the issue with that is. See, now I had that going, and that was going for like a year, right? There were some times that I didn't use it, and I just left it as is. And other times that I did use it during the summer, and I was just like, okay, I just need to keep this going. Because if it doesn't, I'm gonna die. The medicine that I take makes me really sensitive to heat, so I have to be more worried about how hot it is. So she sends out all of these notices. One of them says, hey, everybody, just a reminder, the AC unit in your apartment shouldn't be running 24/7. Make sure to turn it off when you're gone. And also, reminder, it won't run under 20 degrees under what the temperature is outside. And I'm like, sounds kind of crazy, but I don't know enough to argue. So that's why I got my own AC. Because if it's 110 outside, it's 90 inside. It's 85, 90, 95 inside. And I'm not dealing with that. Because I've got cats, I've got myself. My cats tend to like the heat, so I'm not as worried about them. But I'm very susceptible to heat stroke and heat exhaustion. And my doctor's very much like, hey, be careful. We're in Texas, it's hot. And I'm like, I know, doctor. And then my doctor's like, that's true. In Texas, if the AC is getting to your apartment to at least 20 degrees cooler than outside, it's working. Okay, that's good to know that that's true, because I don't know enough about that type of stuff. But that's why I got my own personal AC. Cut to a year after I had my own personal AC, I had it hooked up, didn't move it. I'm having issues with my microwave. Every time you push the button to open the microwave, it short circuits. Now, mind you, the AC unit and the microwave are on completely different breakers. We have an electrician come. The electrician says, oh, I see that you have some dead animals in your ceiling that have been chewing on the wiring. You're going to have to do something about that. And I'm like, okay. And he puts the microwave, just the microwave, on its own breaker, like separate from everything else. Because it used to be like if you opened up the microwave door, the entire kitchen would just boom, you know? Just completely lose power. And so he set it up so it's just on that. Manager reaches out to me and goes, hey, so they told me that you're overloading your breaker because of your AC unit. And I'm like, those are on completely different breakers. And she's like, I don't care, remove it. And I'm like, but it's way too hot outside. And she's like, I don't care, the rule. Oh, OBS says it disconnected. Am I still online? Oh, it says I'm still online. I didn't drop any frames from that. I'm actually kind of amazed. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, fine. I guess I'll do that because I prefer having a place to live, you know? I blanked out for a sec but came back up. Okay, that's good. That's good. I recently adjusted a setting on Twitch that makes it so that brief cutouts don't crash the entire stream. And I'm really happy I did. Yay! Oh, the AC just started. So it was really annoying dealing with that. And I was like, it's on its own breaker. And she's like, no, you're stupid. Die. And I was like, meh. And then we had this issue now where our microwave is still busted. And we've been telling them our microwave is broken and needs to be replaced for 2 years now. And it's still broken. And I'm like, please give me a new microwave. This one, it keeps flipping the breaker. It keeps getting destroyed. I don't know what is happening with it. The maintenance people come in and they reset it, and then it works for like maybe a week or two, and then it just dies again. And I'm like, come on now. This cannot be happening. But yeah, what I heard a few months ago from an email that was sent out was like, hey, she's leaving. Yay! She's like, these last few months are going to be my last few months in this apartment complex. And I'm like, yes, yes, we are winning. I am vibing. I am, ooh, perfect. You're gone. Yes. And I was cheering. I heard from the grapevine of, you know, nosy neighbors and all that, that her upper manager was really annoyed with her and was tired of all the complaints and negative press she was giving the apartment complex. Which makes sense to me. So she's gone and has been replaced with a new manager who is amazing. Like, I absolutely love this woman. She's been nice to me ever since I started living here, like, multiple years ago. And, so she leaves, and I'm like, yeah, awesome, perfect. However, she left us with a little gift. You want to guess what she left us with? An eviction notice. That's right. She said, hey everybody, I'm leaving. By the way, I'm handing out eviction notices to you and everybody else in this apartment complex, stating that if you don't get your apartment inspected by this time, we will not be renewing your lease and we'll be calling the police to get you kicked out of your apartment complex. Thank you. And then she left. When I tell you, I don't condone violence. When I tell you, oh. So, we had to have another inspection. The new manager was like, yep, everything looks great here. And I was like, thank you. You're amazing. But I was very worried because I had known this person as an employee of the apartment complex. I did not know them as a manager. So I spent like the past like 3-4 months making this place immaculate. Like, we were finding anything that looked discolored and just like scrubbing the fuck out of it with soap to make sure that it like matched everything else. We were going crazy. And just to make sure that our apartment was at 100%. Just in case if those inspections were as strict as the previous manager. Luckily, they weren't. My roommate handled it, and my roommate said that as soon as the manager walked in, she saw the apartment and was like, yeah, looks fine, and wanted to just leave, but just in case. My roommate was like, hey, do you mind just looking everywhere just in case? We don't want to have any issues in the future. And she was like, oh yeah, well, I'll look everywhere, I don't mind. And then she left us a, like, cement turtle as a gift. I don't know why we got gifted a cement turtle, but I love turtles, so I'm happy about that. But regardless, previous manager, I wish you a stub toe every morning. I wish you a trip and hit your face by accident. No, actually, that might be too much. I wish you a trip and sprain your ankle by accident. And I also wish you a constant phone falling on your face in bed. Let me see what else I have got going on here. Ah, yeah. So, luckily, because of all of this, I should be able to spend some time focusing on streaming now. Because this has always been my hobby. It's always been something I've really enjoyed doing. And I don't know if I enjoy streaming or if I enjoy yapping, or if I just enjoy, like, having this time to myself where I can kind of talk myself through whatever's happening in my life. But I really enjoy just sitting here yapping and then hearing what other people think about it. And I think that's very much something I missed from when I was doing YouTube. Like, I had episodic stuff, but you don't hear anything about that from people until maybe even months after you've already recorded something. But here, it's live. It's a live interaction. Even though I'm talking, I can talk with somebody and they can chat back at me. It's a big difference to me. And yeah, like, I've been thinking about that because I'm like, dang, I feel like I'm actually growing a little bit. It's kind of crazy. I don't expect to be going to, getting too big, because I don't do this to try to, like, have a job or something like that. It's just genuinely something I've enjoyed doing. Because I've been streaming for the better part of a decade. Not streaming. I've been making content for the better part of a decade. I've been streaming just as of this year. And, you know, I never really made it that far in my, you know, previous life of doing that type of stuff. And I kind of just wasn't able to keep up with it because I had to spend more time focusing on making sure I had the money to pay my rent. I had the money to make sure I don't go homeless. I had a bunch of health issues that were popping up. And now I'm at, like, a certain point in my life where all of that has calmed down. I know everything that's wrong with my health. There's no question marks there anymore. And I have a steady income. I get paid very well. I am comfortable, which means that I can go back to doing all these things that I really love doing. And that's why I was sitting here and I was like, you know, let's go back into this and start streaming as a VTuber, because that's something I've always wanted to do. And now here I am, of course. It's like, wow, I'm here. And then when I started doing all of this stuff, I realized that the biggest issue I had, I think, was getting stuff set up on my YouTube channel. Because I can stream just fine and everything will be great. But then the issue is, like, finding the time to get that to YouTube, get a thumbnail in, make sure the descriptions are correct, etc, etc, etc. And I find that to be kind of stressful. Because if I could do all of that on my phone, that'd be one thing. But it's very difficult to do on your phone, and I don't know why that is. The issue is mainly on the Twitch side of things, because I need to export from Twitch to YouTube, and then I need to create a thumbnail, attach the thumbnail, get the description in, all that type of stuff. But doing all of that on my phone is very difficult. and I would rather spend my time on the computer playing games, streaming, like hanging out with my friends, that type of stuff. And that's when I was like, dang, I think I need a manager, because I can't do all that stuff on my own. And that is why I would like to let you guys know about my manager. If I can pull up their profile. Why can't I paste that link? Let me paste this link, please. There we go. Yeah, okay. So, right there is a link to my manager, who I'm going to call Katsumane-chan. Because, honestly, like, she has been so helpful. She knows a lot of stuff about VTubing that I didn't really know or understand, and has been, like, helping me through some of the technical issues, as well as, like, setting up stuff for YouTube for myself. And we kind of have a game plan in mind, where after the holidays, I'm going to start working with some people that do clips and are able to find certain things in streams, like clippable moments in streams, in order to get my clips onto TikTok and onto YouTube Shorts. Fun, right? And I'm like, okay, thank God. Thank God I can just do that. Because I want this to be a hobby. I want this to be something I can just thoroughly enjoy. And so far, I really do. But damn, if the past few months with the entire having to deal with my apartment at the same time as trying to enjoy my hobby has been extremely difficult and stressful for me. So having Katsumane, or Katsucookie, has been so good, and I appreciate her so much. She's such a wonderful person. I highly recommend you guys give her a follow. But yeah, now I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, okay, now that I've got this stuff under control, what do I do about my future stuff? I know that I'm still planning on doing some covers, but the biggest issue I have with the covers is that I don't have enough faith in my own voice. I don't know what type of singing I should be doing. Like, I want to sing. I like singing. I feel like I'm okay at singing. However, when I'm doing a cover, I don't know if my singing sounds good. Like, when I used to sing at karaoke with all my ex-coworkers before our job shut down. Like, every few weeks we would go out to this bar and we would get drunk and we would sing. And I would sing punk songs, punk, alternative, Fall Out Boy, because I love those types of songs. I would sing like Mr. Brightside, I'd sing, I'm trying to think about what else I would sing. I can't really, it's kind of blanking on me right now. Because it's been like, I think it's been over 4 years, because that job I'm thinking of was before COVID, honestly. But yeah, I used to go and I used to sing karaoke with them, and I love singing. That's kind of what made me realize that I love singing and I love performing, but I don't know how to get better at it without having a teacher. Because I can watch I can watch voice lesson videos. I can watch that type of stuff, but I don't understand what I'm listening to. I don't understand when they're like, sing from the diaphragm. I'm like, how? What do you mean? And I need somebody to walk me through that type of thing. But I don't really have the money to spend on that type of thing right now. So I just sing, I listen to my own voice, and I say, does this sound good? Is this good enough to send to my music editor? I don't know. And it's kind of also brought me to another thing where I'm like, when I think about the future and all of that, I'm like, what am I going to do about, like, at what point should I have a Discord? That's what I'm wondering. Because, like, I've seen a lot of people that have, like, group Discords. And some people have 1,000 followers. Like, I have a friend that has 1,000 followers on Twitch. I have another friend that has, like, almost 4,000 followers on Twitch. And both of them have, like, Discords. And they're not fan Discords. They're just community Discords where they can all interact with each other and all that type of stuff. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, at what point should I actually work on doing that? I don't really know. It's kind of odd trying to think about that. Like, thinking about when I should do that, thinking about how to even set that up. I'm probably gonna actually ask them at some point just to be like, hey, what do you think? Because I don't really know. I haven't really interacted very much with a lot of people as a VTuber yet. I've collabed with Calvin, and that's really about it. I talk with people on Twitter. I do talk with a few VTubers on Discord, but that's really about as far as things go, honestly. It doesn't really go any crazier than that, let's say. So when I think about all this, I'm like, what am I gonna do in the future? How am I gonna set this type of stuff up? At what point should I set this stuff up? Like, should it be if I hit like 1,000 followers? 100? I don't really know, like, how that type of growth and things works. The only reason I think it'd be cool is because then I'd actually be able to talk to people and be like, hey, how you doing? What's up? Oh my god, that reminds me. You know, a lot of people lately have actually been getting really into Pokemon again. There's this new Pokemon TCG thing that came out, and it was very interesting because there's my profile. It's very interesting because I've started playing it. I hadn't before, but I started playing it because I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. That, oh god, how do I download this? There it is. I recently started playing the Pokemon TCG because they have like 2 different apps of it. They have one where it's the Pokemon TCG Live, which my real life friend got me into because you can scan cards from the packs that you get and get it there, and then you can play. And it's like the same setup of what I remember growing up. Like the type of TCG Pokemon I grew up playing. But then there's this other one that's called Pokemon TCGP. Mind you, I don't know what that means. TCGP. But people have been playing that, and I was like, oh my god, that's so interesting. 'Cause why do they have 2? And I realized that they have 2 because this is the simpler version of the one that I grew up with. Where instead of you have 6 cards, and every time you beat the opposing Pokemon, you get one of those 6 cards. Once you deplete all 6, the first that depletes them all wins. In this one, it goes by points. And also, it's different in a lot of ways. So, in the old version, basically, you would have to have a deck of 60 cards. And they can have any number of Pokemon, any number of blah, 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 blah. But they would have your energy cards, your trainer cards, and your Pokemon cards in them, right? And then you would take 6 of those cards out and put them to the side, and those are your prize cards. So that way, whenever you beat a Pokemon, you can take one of those prize cards. First person to get to 0 wins. Now, the issue with that, of course, is like, how much energy are you going to need? How many energy cards are you going to need? Because every Pokemon, in order to use one of their moves, needs an energy card. Like, and there's some Pokemon that, like, have abilities that can do damage too, but for the most part, you need a bunch of energy cards. And so usually what people do is they'll have 20 Pokemon, 20 trainer cards, and 20 energy cards. However, in this new version, instead of the 6 cards that you have in place, they have 3 points. So if every time you beat a Pokemon, you get a point. And as you can tell, that's already half of what the other thing was too, right? Here's another thing they do. With your own cards, you only have 20. Instead of 60, it's just 20. And you can have that be a mix of your Pokemon and your trainer cards. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what about the energy cards? The energy cards are entirely separate. You draw an energy card once every single turn. So instead of having to, chance upon one in your 60 card deck, you just automatically get one every single turn. And your goal is to knock out 3 Pokemon on the opposing side as fast as possible. And I find it very interesting. It's a lot more easier. Kind of reminds me of Magic the Gathering a little bit, where you would like have these lands that you would tap and you can put a land down every turn, that type of thing. Except instead of putting a land down, you can apply an energy to a Pokemon every single turn. It's very interesting. And mind you, I'm probably just rambling about this now. But, you know what I want to do? I actually want to show off the Pokemon I got too, because I'm very happy with this. So, okay. Add image. Okay. Browse. Downloads. Yeah. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this thing. This is apparently a very rare card to get. This is apparently a very, very rare card to get. And I'm so... I'm so excited that I got this thing. Look at it. It's so cool. Oh, I'm just so happy I got that. I wasn't expecting to, get this when I first started playing, because I only started this week. But I got really lucky with my polls and ended up with this. And it looks so dang cool. I don't know what this star thing means, but this is apparently one of the rarest cards you can get. And I'm like, oh, it's so awesome. So awesome. And speaking of Pokemon, a lot of people have been talking about Pokemon lately, as I said. There was this massive collab, and I think the person's name is Siren, I want to say. Let me check. There's this one person who I recently started following. Yes, Siren. Siren is a VTuber on Twitch as well. And I think she's from Mythic Talent, but she did this big Pokemon roleplay server with over 100 different content creators. And I saw that, she announced it, and I was like, oh my god, that looks so awesome. Now, it's just this week-long event, and I was like, oh my god, I want to take part in this. I wasn't able to, sadly, but I really wanted to, because I love Pokemon. I just missed out on my chance to get in, I guess. But I'm hoping next time I can get in. Because, like I said, I love Pokemon. It's amazing. It's like my whole childhood. And I've been like keeping up with people and what they've been doing on the server. Because they have a very unique way of doing the gym leaders and all that type of stuff. Basically, regular players can come in and I believe they just get like one starter. Or not one random starter, but like they get a Pokemon, they are able to venture around and all that. But the gym leaders go in and they have 3 Pokemon that is given to them that they're able to entirely choose on their own. That they can be legendaries, they can be normal Pokemon. I think they are only limited to 1 legendary, and that's their defending team. And I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome. And it's just been so interesting keeping up with that and watching what teams people have been making. Sorry, I'm enjoying my milkshake again. My bee. Sorry, my milkshake. It brings all the boys to the yard. Okay, so yeah, I've been watching people play it, and I'm like, oh, I want to take part in it so bad. And I was thinking about it so much that I was like, okay, so let's see if I did take part in it, what type of Pokemon would I have? And that is when I was like, okay, you know what? Let's look and see what type of Pokemon exist and see what I would choose. And this is what I came up with. Okay, I need to minimize this. Holy crap. So this is the team that I came up with. And I'm sure you're wondering, well, why this team? Well, mind you, I'm a Night Terror. Now, I'm also a Sleep Demon. But a Sleep Demon Night Terror that is very heavily asphyxiated with the moon, right? So I was like, okay, let's start with the idea of nightmares or night terrors or things like that. And there's not really a lot of depictions of that except for Darkrai. And Darkrai is the Pokemon that will accidentally give nightmares to people that are around it. And it doesn't mean to. It's just something that happens. I can relate to that. And then I feel like for associating myself with things, nightmare is to the top, and then underneath is the moon, and then underneath that is a demon. I feel like that is my tier list of how I associate myself. So I was looking at all types of Pokemon that can cause nightmares, but most of them talk about dreams. Like there's Munna and Musharna, and they focus on dreams. There's Drowsy, also focuses on dreams, basically eating dreams. And there's a lot of Pokemon that just focus on that type of thing. And I'm like, no, I don't want dreams. I want nightmares. And I couldn't really find anything that would match that, sadly. So I ended up having to pick Darkrai. Darkrai's my 1 legendary. Okay, that's fine. Next step would be Moon. So I've got myself my Midnight Lycanroc, which I love Midnight Lycanroc. It looks so awesome. And then I've got my Blood Moon Ursaring. Why Blood Moon? Because actually I associate this character more with the Blood Moon than any other type of moon. I associate Panmoran with a Blood Moon. And then Clefable is from the moon. And then Gengar is basically like the moon casts light on our planet, and the shadows that light produces are what Gengar comes out of. And then of course Umbreon, the last little moon boy, who like rings glow in the moonlight, very affected by the moon, basically. And that's my team right there. I really like the idea of it. I really like how they all kind of like fit together here. And that's what I thought of for myself, at least. If I were to play or something, I might actually try to do something like that in the future. Because one thing I've been thinking about too is like, okay, so I want to play Pokemon. I want to play Pokemon at some point after I'm done with all of my, you know, other games that I'm playing, which are Starbound and what's the other one? Thief, Starbound and Thief. So whenever I'm done with them, I want to be able to be like, oh yeah, I have more games I can play. Cool. And I want to play Pokemon. I'm getting so amped up to play Pokemon because of everybody talking about it lately, and I can't. It's driving me insane. So I've been thinking like, okay, well, how would I play Pokemon? Because, mind you, I have every single version of Pokemon that has come out since Pokemon Sapphire. I've got Ruby, Emerald, all the way up to Platinum, all the way up to Heart Gold, Soul Silver, all the way up to Sword and Shield. The only thing that I don't really have right now is the Scarlet and Violet DLC pack. That's the only thing I'm missing. And I'm like, I have all of this. I could technically try to play like a ROM of it, but like I worry about how Nintendo would react, because I own all the games. I just don't have the money to get something to allow me to play those games and stream them at the same time. That's just something I was thinking of. So it's like, how will I get that? And so like, it's like, oh man, I really want to be able to play Scarlet and Violet, but oh no, I can't, because I don't have the right equipment in order to do so. But also the interesting thing about Pokemon is that it has this really big emulating community. People love making their own fan games of it. And usually Game Freak and Nintendo don't do much about it because they're like, oh, we can just, as long as they don't make money off of it, it's not as big of a deal. And so I'm like, okay, I wonder if I could play any of those. And if so, I wonder which ones would be good to play. I wonder if I should play with Nuzlocke, or if I should just keep it normal because I don't know the difficulty of the ROM games. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, because of that, I don't know how I want to handle it. But I want to play Pokemon so bad. I've been wanting to so bad. I want to play. But yeah, that's when I have to go, like, whenever I'm actually done with all the games that I currently have on my docket, which is just Starbound. Very easy to do. I think I should be able to complete that with no issues. And then, Thief. I always forget the word Thief. But Starbound and Thief, and then I should be able to play some more games. I know, one thing that I have planned in the future is this Friday, I'm going to be doing a collab with Calvin again. We're going to be playing some more Sunhaven, and that's going to be fun. It's going to be very interesting, because I want Calvin to react to the thing we're about to fight. I highly recommend tuning in, because it's going to be very fun seeing his reaction to it. But I gotta drop, but have a great rest of your stream. Thank you for stopping by, Black Batty. I hope you have a great rest as well. Have a good night. Words. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a collab with Calvin. We're going to be doing some more Sunhaven. we're going to try to make it a bi-weekly type of thing, where every other week we play, or every other 3 weeks. It really depends on him, because Calvin's got a lot going on right now. And I want to be able to hang out with him a little bit, so that, you know, we can just vibe and stuff like that. And Sunhaven is a very good vibing game. It's just a game that you start up and you just have some nice chill times to. So I'm hoping that he's able to spend some time relaxing with that. Besides that, I also have a collab planned for next Friday, where I'm going to be playing Core Keeper with some other VTubers. I don't have their ats ready at this moment, because I'm currently working on what's it called? I haven't been able to reach out to them because I've been very busy with my own stuff, and I need to double check with them to see, like, hey, this thing's still on, right? And also, if it is still on, can I please get the handles of everybody involved? So that way, like, we can all vibe. And I'm going to be streaming that on my channel, and that's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time. I love Core Keeper. Core Keeper is so good. I've been seeing other people playing it since it's officially came out, quote unquote, now. So I've been seeing Kaela Kowalskia, Koseki Bishu, and Rara Panthera of Hololive playing it. And I'm really enjoying watching them play it, because they all are very much the type of endurance grindy streamers that I kind of feel like I like to be. If I had all the time in the world to myself, I would just be straight up doing this. I would just be like, I'm gonna be gaming all day. But yeah, that is something that I've been thinking of and I've been dealing with. I don't really have a whole lot else going on. I'm very excited to go through and get to know some more VTubers. And it's not... I know a lot of people want to collab with people just so they can get bigger, but my biggest issue is that I want to collab because I have so many games that I enjoy that are multiplayer. Like I said before, I've got Core Keeper, I've got Sunhaven, I've got Stardew Valley, I've got, you know, Lethal Company. There's all these games that I much would prefer playing with somebody than without people. I just enjoy the games. I'm not going to play Phasmophobia though. No, we're past the spooky months. I'm not doing anything spooky. I'm not doing that. Thank you. Thank you for being part of my TED Talk. But yeah, I just wanted to have this stream to just give, you know, an update to what's going on in my life, the type of things that have been happening lately. I don't really have anybody in chat, it looks like. So, no reason to stream for today. Or no reason to raid for today. But, for those of you that do catch this, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you guys swinging by and hanging out for a bit. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Sleep well, eat well, drink well, and rest up. Bye-bye!